So apparently, according to what one broadcaster implied, Caitlin Clark is still taking 40 shots a game. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our channel. I'm Mark.
And I'm Rob.
So, hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so. Hit the notification bell when you do so you get notified of our next video. So I guess we should be used to this by now, Rob. But it's really annoying that they want to make Juju Watkins and Paige Becker's generational talents before they deserve to be named that. Now, I know Paige Becker looked like she was going to be a generational talent when she was freshman of the year and player of the year as a freshman, the first freshman in the history of women's college basketball to do that. But she's not as good as she was a freshman. So to call her a generational player right now, or better than Caitlin Clark, or as good as Caitlin Clark, is silly. And Juju Watkins hasn't even been player of the year yet. So let's not call her a generational player yet either. Right. Caitlin Clark wasn't called that until after she was player of the year twice and dragged two mediocre teams to the national finals. So I just find all of this annoying that they feel a need to put down Caitlin Clark in order to build up Paige Beckers and Juju Watkins, which in this case, it was a broadcaster having to do with Paige Beckers.
Well, it's so strange, Mark. I mean, they want to put Clark down, but then they want to compare the players to her. Which
I know.
It doesn't make sense.
You can praise Juju Watkins and Paige Beckers without taking down Caitlin Clark. It's okay. It's okay to do it. You don't have to take, they can be great in their own way.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. Have their own little niche, it's okay.
Right. So this is, I guess, the last UConn game that was taking place. And there was a broadcaster on there.
What I've always loved about her game is she doesn't force anything. She's not going to go out there and take 40 shots. She isn't that kind of player. And I know we've talked about the Caitlin Clarks, of the day, now Caitlin Clark in the WNBA. They're different kinds of players, and there's just really no comparing them because Paige Beckers, she's just an all-around versatile player. She's going to get people the ball. She's going to look for her shot like that. She's going to let the game really come to her. You never see her out there shooting, taking 40 or 50 shots. It's just not her game.
She's already in double figures. Now 2 of 5 from the field, but to your point, there's a way that you can dominate games. Sometimes it's brute force, which, listen.
It's just different.
I'll go over what they said. I just wanted to play it and show what was going on. This broadcaster's name, she was the color commentator for CBS Sports that was doing this game against Tennessee, is Julianne Vienna Brown, Braen. I don't know how to pronounce that. She brought this up, and I'm going to go over what she said, just in case you couldn't hear. We'll break it down step by step, Rob, and jump in anytime you want. She said about Paige, what I've always loved about her game is she doesn't force anything. She's not going to go out there and take 40 shots. She isn't that kind of player. I know we've talked about Caitlin Clark's of the day, now Caitlin Clark in the WNBA. So I guess we should stop right there. She didn't specifically say Caitlin Clark takes 40 shots a game, but she sure strongly implied it, Rob.
Yeah, I mean, she's one thing, she wouldn't take 40 shots a game, and I don't think Caitlin Clark even comes to close to even shooting 40 shots a game.
Now, so just so you know, her first 3 years in college, she took about 19 shots a game, and then her last year, she was taking around 20 shots a game until Cheryl Swoops said she was taking 40. And then the rest of the year, she actually took a few more shots, and she went up to 22 shots per game. Nowhere close to 40. So in the WNBA, Caitlin Clark only averaged 14.5 shots per game. So she actually averaged fewer shots per game. So it's bizarre that she brings Caitlin Clark in the next sentence, and because nobody takes 40 shots a game. So why say things like that?
Yeah.
And then Caitlin Clark doesn't. And Caitlin Clark, is taking fewer shots right now in the WNBA than Paige Becker's taking. And then she said they're different kind of players, and there's no really comparing them. And then she compares them.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I mean, they say things about oh well, we don't, that they're trying to be the only individual, but then they can always compare them to Clark.
Okay. What makes it worse though is her implication right after she said there's no comparing them. She says because Paige Becker, she's an all-around versatile player, which suggests that Caitlin Clark isn't, because she's saying you can't compare them. So she's going to get you the ball, which is okay. This is ridiculous for her to compare with Caitlin Clark and then not compare her to Caitlin Clark. But then she said she's going to get you the ball, when Caitlin Clark is a way better passer and can have way more assists than Paige Becker's.
Right.
So that's just silly. Then she says she's going to get her shot. Kind of. She's afraid to take it now, but she's going to let the game come to her, which I never know what that phrase means, but okay, people like to use it, whatever. You never see her out there taking 40 to 50 shots. It's just not her game. Well, you don't see anybody taking 40 to 50 shots.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
And here's a great comment by an ex-user. I promise you, you can praise Paige without bringing Caitlin into it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh. And then the people say there's really no comparing them, yet goes to compare them. Look, like no denying Paige is great, but like there's no Caitlin before Caitlin. They keep wanting to say that, but Paige was never Caitlin. Okay, she was a big deal in her freshman year, but she wasn't the phenomenon that Caitlin Clark turned out to be.
But Mark, you notice that no one's comparing Clark to anybody else. They're not comparing Clark to Paige or Clark to anybody other player. It's just like Clark. Everyone's comparing themselves to Clark.
Right. I don't understand, Rob. I don't understand the need to always compare to Caitlin Clark. I don't understand the need to suggest that there's 3 or 4 generational players when there's right now. I don't understand.
There's only one. There's only one generation. There's not 3 or 4.
Right.
There's only one.
You could make the argument in the WNBA there's 2 or 3, but in the whole league, who's been in the league the last 15, 20 years, including like Donna Taurasi, Brianna Stewart, Asia Wilson, and Clark. That's 4 over 20 years. It's not 3 in the same year, 3 in over a 3-year period.
Yeah.
That's a difference. That's a difference. They want it to be okay. If you guys are they're like a bunch of kids. If you guys are going to call Caitlin Clark a generational player, we're going to call Paige Beckers and Juju Watkins a generational player because we don't like the fact that Caitlin Clark is getting praised a lot and she gets a lot of attention, makes a lot of money, and we're jealous and envious of her. So this is what we're going to do. That's exactly what's going on. It's like a bunch of children.
What's going on now is that whataboutism. What about Paige? What about Watson? And what do you mean Clark? What about her? What about that? So, yeah, what about them? They're not even close.
That's exactly what's going on here, and they feel a need to do that, and it's because that some of this has to do with the fact that Caitlin Clark is white. What percentage? I can't read into person's head because each person has a different reason for why they're doing it. Some of them are black people that are saying it. Some of them are overly woke white people are saying that. For instance, Lindsay Schnell, who wrote the article that, Juju Watkins, Hannah Dalgo, women of color, it's important for them to be the face of the league and not a white person. Lindsay Schnell is an overly woke, virtual signaling person. And there's other people doing that. And this particular broadcaster is white, but she's a Paige Beckers fan. I don't know her. She didn't go to UConn. I looked her up. But she's probably another overly woke, virtue signaling person who's doing this because she's upset about Caitlin Clark getting too much publicity and envious and jealous of her and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of black females are doing that for Juju Watkins for the same reason. They don't like the fact that this white person is, getting all this attention. And we got to say, well, this black person should get attention too. We're going to anoint her a generational talent also. It doesn't work that way. It just doesn't. She has to accomplish something first. Not the favorite to win the player of the year right now. Hannah Dalgo is. And she hasn't won a national championship yet. And neither is Paige Beckers for that matter. Neither one of them actually been in the finals yet. Caitlin Clark at least made it to the finals twice.
Right. So
with no 5-star recruits on her team.
Yeah, so yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's okay to like the person said, it's okay to root for Paige and Juju, but when you start doing comparisons and saying crazy stuff like generational and this to coin your phrase, stop it, okay?
And I don't think Paige Becker's ever going to be a generational player. And if you're Juju Watkins fans, I'm not putting her down. She could be a generational player, but let's wait till she establishes that. People weren't saying that about Caitlin Clark until her senior year, after she was 2-time National Player of the Year and 2 mediocre teams to the national finals. Okay, so you're 2 years early on this on Juju Watkins, and Paige hasn't done anything to be a generational talent. She looked like she was going to be, but she hasn't done much since her freshman year. So stop trying to say this and stop trying to say that they're better than Caitlin Clark when they're not. Because it looks silly.
Not overall player, but her passing. Her passing's okay, but not like Caitlin Clark's.
I know that they tend to forget that Caitlin Clark led the country in assists and scoring 3 years straight. And in her freshman year, she was second in assists and first in scoring. And she's excellent. She's an excellent rebounder, both at the college level and the WNBA level. And she always gets a decent amount of assists and block shots for her position. She's just not a great on-ball defender. We get that. She has too many turnovers. We get that. That doesn't mean she's not an all-around player because she has a flawed game. Everybody has a flawed game.
Right.
So to suggest that Caitlin Clark is not a versatile all-around player is ridiculous. And that's all I have to say, and that's my point, and I'm sticking to it, Rob.
Yeah. All right.
And I'm tired of it. I'm really I should be used to it. I should have no reaction to this, but it still is annoying, and it's not accurate, and it's important that you push back on this. Otherwise, people who don't follow it closely, the casual fans, hear this more than once, and they start believing it's true. Mm-hmm. So it's important for us as objective broadcasters to level this out and say, no, this isn't true. Here's what it really is. And that's what I'm doing with this video, and other people have done in objection to that comment made by this broadcaster. And other people who have said that Juju Watkins is the Michael Jordan of basketball and everything else. And she's nothing she can't do and all that, even though there's plenty she can't do, just like there's plenty Caitlin Clark can't do.
Right.
And Paige Beckers. So anyways, stop it, Rob. Okay, thanks for stealing my line again.
I know.
Okay, let us know what you think about this video, and let us know what you think in the comments down below. And if you want, you can join us for our live show every Monday, 6 to 8 Eastern time, except for major holidays. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, hit that notification bell.
Hey, you're still in my line now. Hey, what are you doing?
No, Rob's motion.
Yeah.
Rob tells me we get all our subscribers because he puts his hand down like this.
That's right. It works.
And hit that notification bell so you get notified of our next video. And if you want, you can donate to the channel with super chats and super thanks down below. And there's a link to PayPal. And we'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.